Hey Muñecas, today's video is a highly requested one. We're going to see how I correct my dark circles on those days that I'm not wearing foundation. And per usual, I like to begin by moisturizing my face, and I'm using the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Jar Moisturizer. This is amazing. It really helps as a base for my foundation, and it's amazing for dry skin as well. I also like to go in with an under eye cream. This is the Bye Under Eye Cream. This is amazing as well. It really hydrates the area. I use it at night. I use it before my makeup. It's really a must for me because it really ensures that your concealer application just goes in a lot smoother. And a trick that I like to do is I also like to moisturize my lips with it because it moisturizes them but doesn't make them look greasy, if you know what I mean. Next, I'm going to correct the under eyes, and here today I'm going to be using the NYX Corrector in medium. And per usual, I'm going to go in just on the area where I have the hyperpigmentation, where it's super dark and that we need to correct. And for me, that's right under my eyes, that little circle there, from inner corner to outer corner. And I also have a little bit of a hyperpigmentation right around my lips, so I also like to go in with that there as well. For corrector, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. This concealer is not super high coverage, but it is one of my favorites, so that's why you see I am applying quite a lot today. But I am applying it in a form of a triangle and tapping that with my fingers. Now, if I was using my Shape Tape concealer, I will use a lot less product, especially if I'm not wearing foundation, because it has a lot more coverage in this one. Here I do need to go a little bit jam on it and apply more so that I can cover my under eyes, but it does the job, and it is such a beautiful finish, so that's why I like it. I like to use my fingers because I feel that it keeps majority of the product in, and we're just blending it in the area where we need it. And I also take the excess and do it like in the center of my face so that we can kind of like even out the highlight for me. And then as you can see, I like to go in with my beauty blender after I feel that everything is nice and blended, just to go around the edges mainly and to smooth out the concealer application. But don't go overboard with the beauty blender because it can remove too much concealer. And if you're like me and your dark circles are really extreme and dark, then it's not an option, girl. We do need as much coverage as we can get, so go very lightly with your beauty blender. Just use it around the edges if possible. Next, we're going to continue by setting that in place, and I'm using my Patric Star and MAC setting powder, and I'm applying that very lightly underneath the eyes and also on my lid space to set everything in place anywhere where we use that concealer. And I'm going to continue by doing my brows. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I did want to show you like my full face of every day when I'm not wearing foundation, how I do it. So I just use the brow powder from Anastasia, and I set that in place with my brow gel from NYX. This is a tinted brow gel in brunette, I think it's the color, but yes, that's my routine. And then I have my days. Sometimes I want to keep it super natural and just use a little bit of powder to contour or bronze. Here I'm using the Hola Bronzer, but this is the cream stick one, so I'm using that in all the areas like outside the perimeters of my face. It's super natural and easy to blend, so I do especially like to use it on those days where I want my skin to feel smooth and I don't know, like natural-ish, you know. But it is super simple to use. I promise you, this day in particular I was getting ready to go to work, so I didn't have too much time on my hands to do like a full face of makeup, but yeah, I still had the time to apply this, so that shows you that it's simple to use. I decided to go in with a powder around my nose just so that I can give myself a nice natural nose contour. And then I'm just setting that cream bronzer that I applied with a little bit of my Rimmel natural bronzer, just so that it stays in place. I like this one because it's not too intense. It lasts all day and it has a nice color that really goes with my complexion. For blush, I'm going to be using Peaches from MAC. And again, I know that some of you might not be here to see this portion of the video, but I just wanted to show you my full routine on those days that I'm not wearing foundation. I think that, I mean, a lot of you have asked me, what foundation are you wearing? And I was not actually wearing foundation. This is my routine for almost every day nowadays, especially for summertime. For highlight, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill and Becca, oops, and I dropped it, Champagne Pop to hit the highest points of my face. And as you can see, I was already looking at the time because every morning, you know how that goes. I'm like, limited time to do my makeup. So on some days that I have extra time, I do wear a little bit of eyeshadow. Like here today, I started off with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm using a medium brown shade just to apply it all over the crease. Depending on the day, you guys, sometimes I go in with just a little bit of blush, sometimes I just apply a little bit of bronzer. Some days I feel extra fancy and I do a full eye, but most of the time I just go in with like 1 or 2 medium brown shadows, sometimes warm, sometimes cool tone, depending on my spirit for the day. And I just blow it out on my crease without overthinking it too much. So here I went in with the pukey brown from the same palette to just give it a little bit more definition. So I'm just trying to create a shadow on my eyes, kind of like contouring the eyes. This is not a full eye look. I just think it's simple. It really gives me definition, makes me look put together but not overdone. So super simple. And for me, it's very important to go in to the lower lash line and try to blow it out a little bit here as well. I really feel that it helps disguise my under eye situation. Like it really helps my eyes look a little bit more forward and not as deep set. Again, some days I do line my eyes. Today was one of those days, so I just did a simple line and curl my lashes. That is a must for me. And then go in with a little bit of mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Today I'm using Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, which is a good mascara, but not my favorite, but we're using it. Once we're done with the eyes, I like to remove the bake using a little bit of the banana shade from Too Faced and Candy Johnson setting powder. This helps me brighten up the under eyes, but we're going in with just a tiny bit. It's a nice technique, but don't overdo it. You don't want to look too powdery. And even if I'm not wearing foundation, I do like to set with my setting spray because I feel that it melts every product that I use into my skin and it helps me look more natural. For the lips, I'm using Nude from Essence to line them, and a liquid lipstick from Kat Von D, one of the Everlasting formulas, but I forget the name, so I will leave it in the description box. And with that, we're going to complete the look. I was having a very bad hair day, so forgive me, but yeah, I was ready to go to work. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that little notification bell. Running out of time. Thank you for watching. Besos. See you next time.